Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, listen, I don't have my countdown today because I lost my phone this weekend. So I didn't get a chance to screen record the opening countdown. So I apologize for that. I know I like to hear my little intro when we first come on. So I don't know, it just kind of gets things going. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot to screen record that on Jen's phone and then load it into Restream with the new thumbnail. So I apologize. So it's just me coming at you without the intro, but it's all good. Hey, Buddha, what's up? Best moderator on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, let's see, we got one of the tablet right here. Um, and Vegan Knowledge JJ will be in here in a little bit. Let me go ahead and turn it down just a little bit. How was your weekend, Buddha? Did you have a good weekend? Yeah, I had a very, very, very trying weekend without my phone. I am lost without my phone because I do everything on my phone. All the video editing that I do. See, that's, you know what? Coach talks about that. He says, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, that's just like putting everything on your computer and not having your phone to, um, you know what I mean, to be able to have it as a backup. Well, you should also, but luckily, I do have certain things on my computer that, that I had on the phone, like Restream. I'm used to going on the computer on Restream and not just on the phone. I did have a stock platform up on here. I wasn't able to trade on it though, um, but yeah, just not having the phone. That was a man. The first day, I was so lost, man. I could have cried. I was so freaking lost without my phone. I'm so used to just little things, you know what I mean? Just because I use it for everything, I use it to trade, I use it to create videos, to, go through bank stuff, on my bank, everything's online, so on the phone. So, um, but hey, honey,
Hey, does it look like I'm blinking?
it does not.
Okay. Like on my end, it's kind of showing me like I'm disappearing or something.
Uh-uh, no blinkage.
Okay. Cool. I just won't be able to see you properly. I'm going to try to look on the phone like I did to see the comments cuz I won't be able to read them. Maybe I should just do the maybe I should just do the phone tonight and get that little thing from you. Let's
Yeah. Dolly Bush, what's up, honey? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend and didn't lose your phones.
I'm going to try to take that virtual background off too.
What the heck's going on here? See, I miss my phone. I'm on my tablet and okay, there it is. Oh my God, we got a stranger in here, Renee Revelinsky. Get some R and R up in the house. What's up, baby girl? How are you? How have you been? That's awesome. Good to see you. All right, we got the J crew up in the house. Shout out to the crew. I love you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for coming in and thank you for being here every Tuesday. And I appreciate you guys so, so much. You have no idea. Shout out to the crew over at American Dream Trading. If you guys ever want to learn how to do stock trading, check out American Dream Trading and you will definitely get everything that you need to know over there. It's finally over. It's finally over between Gino and Jasmine. What the hell? Those two with their fighting, and I didn't even see a second fight in front of them. I was watching this week, and it was showing the showing last week. Jen, is that you? That must be her messing around. I was watching the throwbacks last week, And there was another fight, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I don't remember seeing that fight. She's like, yeah, you kind of dozed off on that part. So I went back and watched last week's episode and then watched the current one. And they had two major blowouts. The one where he's in the bathrobe, and then the one where they're in the confessional. And the one where they're in the confessional is where Jasmine finally stormed out. And I was watching somebody else's content earlier. You know, the guy that does the recaps that's got the English accent. But dude, I was like, no freaking way. I can't believe. And Jasmine, he said Jasmine. Who'd have thought that Jasmine would have been the one to break up? Gino has some serious issues.
Sorry to disturb. Can I have that little that holder thing that I could sit my phone up on?
I think it is.
Oh, I see it. Yes,
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, no more interruptions.
You're good.
My tech issues.
But yeah, Gino has some issues. He has some issues where he is. It's like, dude, get over this woman. She said, listen, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I think what's ended up happening is she is bored with being able to just run all over top of him. Or either that, or she sees where she's no longer able to run all over top of him, because Gino looked like he wanted to smack the living shit out of her a couple times. He kind of walked up on her, and Jen, to her point, says that Jasmine is bringing out a side of Gino that he doesn't, that he doesn't like, that he doesn't want to be. And that's huge, because Gino has become increasingly nasty, belligerent, and now borderline violent when he argues back with her. Before, he was just kind of letting her get away with it. Then he was speaking up a little bit. But this week and last week, oh yeah, he was going for broke, calling her bitches and whores and, fuck you too, and throwing her clothes all over the place. And anything she did, he kind of hung with her. And we're not used to seeing that side of Gino. And neither, I don't think, is Jasmine. So Jasmine was like, okay, no. Because I think she realized that she has pushed the envelope with him. And as mild-mannered as he is, he looks like he's just inches away from literally smacking the taste out of her mouth. You know what I mean? And he doesn't want to. But the fact that he wanted to go back to her, like, why? It's over, dude. Like, when he was walking up at the end and sitting there having a conversation with her, and she said, listen, it needs to be over. And it's like, well, he wanted to try to work it out. Work out what? When you're in a situation where you're yelling at her like that and calling her out her name, and she's driven you to that level of disrespect, yeah, it's not good. It's extreme toxicity, and it's something that is ultimately not good for you health-wise in the long run. She said the right thing. She said, you might hate me now, but you're going to be thanking me later. And I have to give it, ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. I have to give it up for Jasmine, because she's got a good point. It's toxic for both of them. She can't seem to get over her issues, but here's the thing. We know why Jasmine is breaking up with him, right? We know why she's breaking up with him. Because she getting the Dane dick. Excuse my French, that was crass, but she getting playtime with Dane. Dane is back in her life, full blast. They are actively having sex, and she kind of threw it out there at Gino and said she had proof of it. Many true things are yelled in anger and in a joke, and she was not joking. And this is the second or third time that she has yelled in her rage that she has been screwing Dane on the side. And she keeps throwing that out there. And he's like, is that true? No, I just said that to... It's true. she wouldn't keep saying it if it wasn't true. So yeah, she and the only reason she's also seeing Dane is because Dane, I guess, wants her back. And he also lives in the same building that she's in. Maybe she's thinking she can move in with Dane. You know what I'm saying? She scoped Dane out. That's who she was dating right before Gino. So she scoped Dane out, and Dane's the new meat.
Exactly. And
Gino is Colty.
I don't know if you mentioned this because I couldn't hear earlier, but did you say what I was saying, that I think she might have been pulling a power move? Like if she said, I want to break up, thinking he'll give her that apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
But here's the thing, she didn't even want to work it out this time. He even said, well, what can we do to... She did not want to work it out. So I'm like, okay, even if he was willing to bend for her, she literally was like, here's the thing, it needs to be over. Okay? I want you to go away from me and leave me alone. We're not going to work it out this time. It's over. It's like, you need to go your way and go my way, and you might hate me now, but right now I think this is the best thing. You need to just go, and that's the end of it. And it looks like she meant that, because the way that they're fighting is unlike how they've ever fought before, because Gino's level of retaliation has gotten extremely verbal and violent now. So he's coming back at her harder and harder, and it's only a matter of time before it gets physical between those two. So, yeah, I think she's doing the right thing. You know, because neither one of them needs a domestic violence charge on their record. You know, because trust and believe, if he hits her, she's going to fuck off. She may even try to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
She's that crazy. So one of them is going to end up killing each other.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, they need to break up.
I think so.
Yeah. He's going to end up putting her in a chokehold in a fit of anger, and he's not going to be able to stop himself because she makes him that angry, you can tell. And he's going to fuck around and pull a Carmen and kill her ass.
It's
you know
toxic.
what I mean?
It really is.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Carmen with Dorothy Dandridge and Harry Belafonte? Yeah, he's going to end up pulling a Carmen and killing her ass at the end of all of this if she does not, it don't break up.
Right.
So, I hate to see it happen. I was hoping maybe they could work out their differences, but we all saw how toxic it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we all saw how toxic it was.
That was not, once it started getting to a point, like I said, where we saw Gino coming back at her, she doesn't like anybody challenging her. She likes having, that control. And I think he hurt her when he sent that text over. She was already disrespectful to him, and she lost her respect for him at that point.
Dolly, what? Oh my God. Do you see Dolly Bush's comment?
Oh no, I got it. I'm getting in right now. I've been having issues with the computer, so I can read the comments for you. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
It's all good if you have an issue, because I got them on the tablet right here. Dolly Bush.
Words out that Jasmine begged Gino. I told you he did the right move there, because he was walked away from it. It sounds like, and I knew that's what she didn't want to lose that money.
So she said words out that Jasmine begged Gino to take her back, and he did. Stupid ass.
I knew he was going to do that.
He was out of jail. Why did he go back?
It's like he likes the misery.
I think so. What do you think, you're going to reform her? You think you're going to get her to stop being so angry and yelling at you? No matter how many times you tell her not to do it, she does it worse each time. Beg Gino to take her back. You know what happened? She kicked Gino to the curb and went to Dane, and Dane was like, oh, hell no.
Like, I didn't want you before. I don't want you
There's a reason why we broke up. You're a piece of ass to me now.
now.
We can play around, but no, we're not getting back together. So yeah, you might as well go get Gino back if you want money and all that type. Yeah, no. I'll take you out to dinner, and you go get some poo poo. But that's about it. I'm not paying your rent. I'm not paying for any of your electric. None of the. No, we're not together. Dane, there's a reason Dane broke up with her. Right. Oh, she broke up, whatever, you know what I mean? And chances are it was probably because she was going off on him like she was going off on Gino. Gino's the only dumbass that's willing to keep taking that shit.
Right. Okay?
Man.
That's what I truly
they're gonna end up hurting each other, like physically.
It was getting like that. Like those two fights, those were like bad, you know what I mean? Yeah. Those were like that is not healthy because he was close to doing that to her.
Yeah,
like I saw he had to really hold himself, you know what I mean? Like he was not like he almost got to a point, like I said, where he's not feeling like he just doesn't like the core person that she was becoming to him, like spoiled and everything.
Yeah. What time is it right now?
8:28.
Huh.
Jasmine must have thought about that expensive apartment and begged Gino to take her back.
It's like, what are you doing? Do you realize he's paying your rent?
That's and then what Dolly said.
She up for the money. Dane was like, "Oh hell no! I got to pay my own rent. You crazy? I'm not paying $6,000 a month for mine and yours." No.
Rose said, "Hello, everyone. We survived the hurricane." Oh, good, Ro. I thought a couple times about you, but I know you were probably busy.
Hey, Ro.
Renee, welcome. I didn't get to say hi to everybody in the beginning with this crazy computer. Yeah, I think Jasmine, I still believe truly that she meant it because she was angry, but she didn't really mean it. Gino always says, "No, that's not what I want. I don't want to leave." And he was like, okay, because he was really this time contemplating that he didn't even want it. He was thinking, is this what's right for me? But apparently, according to our inside reporters here, they are back together, huh? So I'm glad everything's good with the hurricane and you're safe and sound. One moment. Sorry about that, everyone. A little bit of a dinner discussion, I guess we were having there. So what else was I going to say? I think that was, does everybody have, what, like, so they're back together. Do you know anything else about it? Or is that all, like, that you know is that they got back together? I'm like, that, I don't know. I think that's going to be one of those last resort couples. We're going to see them. If that show continues and they have more of those, that is definitely, they're going to be on there. No doubt, right? Yeah, I just think.
Oh, for sure, they definitely are.
I think the problem always has been like a respect thing that I don't like between them. Like, I can't stand when couples are really disrespectful to each other because I feel like that completely ruins everything. Like, no matter how angry she was, for her to say, and I believe she was screwing Dane. Who else thinks
that?
I think she blurted that out because it was probably true. Like, the fact that he lived in the building, and why is she so like adamant, like, you know, really, like, she's moved before and gave him shit, but now she's got this high class place right down the aisle from her boyfriend, or right down the hall. Like, that's just ridiculous that he didn't even bring that up when they were discussing the apartment. Rose said, absolutely. Yeah, like, it just doesn't, you know what I mean? It's like, Gino, you know, I know it's like familiar to them, so I feel like it's almost like home. He's so used to dealing with her crap, you know. Dolly said, "Is Jasmine in America? I hear she is, but with who? I don't know." Oh, yeah, I wouldn't doubt if Jasmine found somebody else, she would kick Gino right out. Like if she could find somebody with that money that and she'll lead them to believe she's a nice, person and is all hurt and everything for these first couple years, and then she'll go completely off on them and start to show her true Jasmine, because she's going to be appreciative at first and say Gino would never buy me this, and thank you, you're buying me this. Gino would never buy me this, and then let them say no to one thing, or she'll keep pushing those boundaries, and when it becomes a no, she's going to go off at them too. But at least Gino was nicer to me, and start using him as the. But I don't know. For Gino, I hope she became more thankful. He was wrong in the relationship, what he did to her, and she has been completely wrong in a ton of different situations since then. And he's just been trying to hold on and work it out. But he's gotten to a point where now he's at a point where he's frustrated, and I feel like it's gonna ruin his life in a way, because he's going to end up like Dawn said, she's gonna call the cops on him, and hopefully she doesn't do that, but I can see that turning into one of those fights, that the neighbors have to hear all the stuff going on. It's just crazy. Um, yeah, I'm curious to know, Dolly. Keep us posted on that. Our insiders down here. Buddha 1000. Almost thought you weren't here. I scrolled all the way up and saw that. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. Oh, there you are. I see. You came in. I didn't miss you, but you didn't. You did come in, but I didn't miss it all the way at the beginning, did I? Maybe I did. So I'm getting old. It's been a long day. Dawn is getting something that we forgot from the store ordered, I think. So she grabbed my phone. Poor Dawn without the phone, man. I felt so bad. It was almost like I couldn't even enjoy my phone because I knew what she was dealing with, because I was without mine a couple of days before, and it almost is like you're like part of you. Like you reach for it so many times. Like today, I tried to call Dawn because I was working and couldn't get away from the computer, and I was trying to ask her something, and I thought she might be sitting outside like while she was listening to the stock trading Zoom, and I was like, I thought I heard the door, and I was going to call her and ask her the question, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't call her. It's crazy. Anybody in the chat ever lost their phone or had to get a new one? And then they charge you a deductible. Like, how many times over have I paid for that insurance? All right, I'm gonna move on. Dawn, you okay? Should we go on?
Yeah, go ahead, baby. I'm
Okay.
almost done.
I'm not used to having this control yet. Let's see what I can do here. The co-pilot must
I'll be
take him.
right back, guys. I'm right there.
We know you're with us. Want to do Riley and Violet?
Yeah, let's
That's
do
what
it.
we have next. Okay. Violet, you're turning violet. I have to say it every week. This one was another one that needed to end. So, um, oh, Rose said she had to get a new one, temporarily transferred line to an old phone. Ah, okay, that's a good idea. We need to keep an extra one around, but we always have to send it back every time we get a new one. I need my phone for work, right? Yes. That's true, Ro. I'm glad, because my phone. I realized today Dawn was using my phone for a few minutes, and like I'm connected with a VPN at work, so it sends that code to the phone. And I've had other jobs like that, and literally, if you don't have your phone, there's a whole mess of things you got to go through, because it's like a what is that? Like Okta security, authentication. So like they don't just let you change your phone number. Watch out, Dawn. Jen is coming for your gig, Renee said. That's right. I'm coming for it. We're gonna switch out. You do Meatless Monday next week, and I'll do this one. Why ramble too much? It would never end. We'd be on here until like tomorrow. All right, so Riley and Violet, if I remember correctly, they showed where um, let me think. Okay, he and her were talking. She about the private investigator, and it ended right. Like I feel like I always go to sleep by the end of these, but I feel like this one, Violet said, "I'm not going to be happy with the way that he is, with his controlling nature, and the fact that he even thought about getting the private investigator." Which, yeah, I'm like the fact that every time they started to resolve things, he blew something else. Like he would, what did our other chick, the lesbian couple, she said, "I word vomit everywhere." Is like, that's exactly what Riley does. Like all of a sudden they'll be, getting along, and then something comes up. It's like they could never get on a good note. And I said this last week, I always felt like he was talking to her like a little kid, you know? Like I understand a lot of his point and why she gave him reason to question her, but the way he talked to her at the dinner, the way that he would say to her, and I know maybe because he thinks it's a language barrier, but to me, he's kind of talking down to her. And even when he was being nice, he was just waiting around for him to go in for the kill and question her again. Like there was no trust there on his part. So that was always going to be a constant issue every time, she was 5 minutes late from work or, wanted to go out somewhere. I feel like he's going to be having some spy following her, and that maybe that cheaters show. Um, and you can order me a sushi roll if you want. Of your order of food. Just kidding. I have enough food. Okay, let's see here. And anybody have any thoughts on Riley and Violet? I think this should end. I definitely do. Like, I think she doesn't feel like he respects her, and I really feel like he wants it to work, but I don't know. It could have worked. It's just they're not the right two people for each other. I think he's ready for marriage, but he might need to do a little work on his own insecurities and find somebody that's not, maybe, I don't want to say as independent, but she's not the most nurturing woman either that's given him a lot of reassurance. She's kind of a tough chick. I think Riley and Violet are done, Dolly said. Yeah, I do too. Like I don't think there is any question that, what do you think? Do you think that, let's say she or he reaches out, do you think they should even try to work it out? I think they should end this. I don't think she's the right person for him. And I think they're just comfortable with each other, like, same as all the other couples. Renee said, "I agree with you, Jen. I think Riley needs to do some self work as well." Yeah, I really do, because he is way too skeptical, and he's almost looking at this relationship, I felt like a time bomb, ticking time bomb. Like, okay, when is she going to screw me over, and trying to make sure and solidify everything before they get together. It's like Riley, that has to be a feeling you have, not like continuing to over question her, because nothing she's going to say is the right answer.
Were you serious about the sushi roll?
You already have.
I mean, I placed it, but do you want me to order a separate one? Like do a separate order so that because they're probably not going to have the same job because they're on opposite ends of town.
Yeah.
I can go in and place another one probably for you if you want.
I mean, I don't know. It might be a hassle because you need to do the show. I got it. I'll do it if you want.
All right, I'll bring you your phone. All right, be right back.
Yeah, get it. Go ahead. You take over, and I'll come get the phone. That way
Okay.
you can.
All right, that sounds good. Guys, sorry about that. But yeah, where we at? Right, we were talking about this on the way to the supermarket. I realized it was running late and I had forgot to order that, so sorry about that. Self-sabotaging. That's the two words that come to mind when it comes to Riley. Self-sabotaging. He is so hell-bent on what's happened to him in his past relationships and this shit that he does for a living for the government, where he's trained and hired to think of worst case scenarios, that it ruined this relationship. We watched him I started to feel bad. At first I was on Riley's side because I'm like, okay, why is she walking away with the phone with the guy half naked with the shirt? Yeah, man, something's not right. But then I saw Violet putting forth effort, constant effort. Hey, come on, meet the family. Oh, okay, you didn't give my mother a gift. That's kind of a weird thing here, tradition, custom one. Should have gave my mom a gift. And then the whole investigator thing, the whole letting a friend come in, yell at her and beat her down verbally type thing, and then ganging in there and tag teaming her. Riley, every time they have had a good moment, do you regret talking to my dad? Do you regret saying things to me when we were in the store, calling me fat and ugly and all of that? Do you regret this? Are you feeling sorry for that? Are you going to apologize for this? Are you going to apologize for that? Are you still on this app? Are you doing every time they have he keeps claiming that he wants it to work out. Thank you, Jen, by the way. He keeps claiming that he wants it to work out, and then he does some dumb shit that self-sabotages it. And Violet keeps saying that every week. She's like, every time we get on a good track, this mother comes in and brings the moment down. I don't like being with people that are negative like that. He can never let a good moment ride. He constantly has to come in and find a way and a reason to bring the moment down. He kept doing that. They finally get through all of those, and they're riding on the bus at the end. And Riley, hey, this is a beautiful city. By the way, I hired a private investigator to dig into your past. Sorry, I didn't know you then. Let me ask you guys a question. Did that even need to be said? In that moment? Like, what the fuck, Riley? Excuse my French, but dude, really? And why do you pick these moments to do it? Like, she had her little hat on and she's enjoying it. Even he was, yeah, things are wonderful. And in his mind, he was probably worst case scenario. Wonder what she would do if I said this. Wonder how she would react if she knew. And he's using the excuse, I don't want there to be any secrets between us, so I'm going to go ahead and put this out there for her because I don't want there to be any I want this to really work, and I don't want there to be. Keep that shit a fucking secret. She didn't need to know that. Did you hire him? No, you did not. So why bring it up? Is she being investigated? No, she's not. Why did you bring it up? Moment going good, Riley brings up bullshit. Self-sabotaging. It's really, that's most likely why his other relationships didn't work. He probably did the same shit. He probably caused that. No, nobody causes anybody to cheat. That's a personal choice, and that's your fucked upness that you would have to cheat on somebody instead of just leaving them alone. But no doubt he drove people away from him. Let's put it that way. Because of that type of bullshit. No doubt. He probably did this. She was messing with my mind. She was telling me, I saw her on the phone. I saw her. And she said, no, that's all in your mind. But then I went and I saw her with a guy in the closet and I knew the guy. Did Violet do that to you? Then why the fuck you bringing it up? Why are you treating her like she had the dude in the closet? Is her point. So Violet was like, okay, this is the last straw. You want to keep self sabotaging? Done. It's over. We were flying the kites. You talk about regrets. You know, we went out to dinner. You got your friend beating me up. So, yeah, Riley brought the end of that relationship on himself. You know, that's how you manifest stuff. Keep constantly focusing on it. You know what I mean? You manifested the end of that relationship. Keep talking about he trying to get things working and get things again. That's not how you do it. You know, you focus on the good things, Riley, not the bad shit. You want things to go good? Focus on good stuff. You want to end it and focus on bad shit? Bad stuff happens. It ends. Like, dude, I honestly, Riley, seriously, get you a dog, y'all. Get a dog or a cat. Get you a Netflix subscription and just plan on just chalking that shit up. Relationships are not your thing, bro. Relationships are not your thing. Until you get some help, some serious psychiatric help, you ain't gonna be no good for nobody. What do y'all think in the chat? Because Riley is not relationship material. Not yet. He can be. Anybody can be. If he gets some help and digs these weeds out and clears his palate, his mental palate of all the bullshit that has happened to him, and realize that, hey, this isn't my job, it's my relationship. Let me stop thinking of worst case scenarios. Then maybe he might be able to have a relationship with somebody. But until he does that, man. No, nope, 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 nope. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. And it's been aired on TV, so probably nobody else will either. Now, of course, it's probably been months ago. Maybe he's since gotten help, and maybe he's in a new one. I don't know. Dolly, you know anything about Riley? Because I'm like, Riley.
Okay, so we got a couple of things on here. It says Renee said, "Watch out." Oh, that was earlier. Renee said, "I agree." Oh, that was earlier. Rose said, "Autistic tendencies. They can't read the situation and they suffer from word vomit." Right. I think that was earlier too. I was saying he's word vomiting like the other girl.
Statler, we're
Yeah,
going to have Statler's like that
got
too.
nervous and did that too.
Wow. Dolly Bush, I think Riley and Violet are, yeah, I do too. Renee, I agree with you, Jen. I think Riley needs to do
I read all those.
some self work. Yeah. Well, I'm reading them again, okay? All right. Yeah. And thank you for reading them. Yeah, I think they're done. I think they're done. I think Violet's finally had enough of him. You know what I mean? So, and I have too, quite frankly. I'm tired of seeing him every week sabotage stuff when it's going well. I'm like, oh, they might get along this week. Cool. They're flying kites. It's like, do you regret what you did? Okay. Oh, they're riding a little bus. Finally, she forgave him again. Oh, it's a beautiful city. I hired a private investigator. It's like, you know, it's like he's playing a video game and keeps getting out. Like he can't get to the next level. And then it's like, you game over. It's like, I think game over didn't happen on Riley, okay? Let's move on, man. Poor. And then this guy's gone. I think they replaced him.
Okay.
All right. Um, Sunny, I got the Meatless Monday thing up there. Okay. Well, we having all kinds of weirdness tonight, right? Okay, Misha and Nicola. So what about it, Nicola? Is it you that has the issue with Misha? Because your family clearly doesn't. I like the way she was putting that. She doesn't hold back and she's respectful in her delivery of things. She's not like Jack. I want to know what's going on. First of all, and then that's another thing. What the hell? I want to be a priority in your life. That's fine. But no, you don't tell somebody, I want you to put me over your family. The family came first. The family was there long before you and will be there long after your ass has left him. So I didn't mean to dip back into Gino and Jasmine. What kind of bullshit was that? The family is you don't talk about people's family, dude. That was not the way. But see, again, it was a setup. She wanted it to be over. Now I want to come before your family. Your family is trash. Your family's trash. Come on.
But
Anyway.
there's something wrong with her that she would be jealous of someone's family. I don't think I've ever been in a relationship where I said to them, you know, who do you like better, me or your family? That's just ridiculous thought. The way that we know we are with our family, we could never, you know what I mean? Yes, you are my
Normally, it's trying to
family.
get the family to like you.
It'd be like saying to your sister, who do you like better, me or mom? You know what I mean? Like, that's just weird. If both people are family, when she becomes your wife, she is your family. Why is she trying to make it a competition? But that's because she has some work to do, like serious work. I think she
And
needs to
she
go to
knows
therapy.
it. And she knows that about herself. So go ahead and stop procrastinating and get the fucking help. So you can have a lasting relationship. So what do you think about Mika and Nicola? How about Mikola? We just renamed it.
Like the
It's
cough
Mikola.
drop. Mikola. I like that. I like that combining their names. Mikola. Um, I guess for me, like this is just such a weird relationship, but like it could work out. Like I feel like she understands him and he is just like totally not the guy that she's used to being with. I think she's
Yes.
used to more of a Rico Suave or at least a manly man who knows how to be romantic semi. And he's just so like she was like, you're rubbing that mud on me like you're
Right. I was about to say, what about the mud slapping? All right, let's go ahead and put this on you here.
He's so
All right.
literal.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to
Go
put mud
ahead.
on you? I put mud
Yeah,
on you.
mwah, yeah. You like kiss, good kiss, mwah, yeah, good kiss. Okay, turn around. Let's put more mud on you. Feel good, romantic, right? Yeah. Yeah.
What about also like I feel like he's got a checklist. Like, I told you I love you. You know, and he had a point though. I like the way he called her out though and said, you never said you love me all the times I said it to you. So it's like I think she caught the vibe of like, okay, he's seeing that I'm pulling away a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
she
Rose said,
probably I was
oh, I
just
was
gonna
just
say
gonna,
she probably is pulling back because she's starting to realize what you just said. He may not be the guy for her.
mm-hmm. Rose
What did I
said,
say?
girl, just say bye already. He's not, he has been an ass to her the whole trip, she said.
Who Nicola?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, we're not fishing anymore. It's like, okay, first of all, you know what I
It's
mean?
like, it's either going to not work or it's going to be one of those relationships that's going to last a long time because she's going to gain control and kind of train him how she wants him. I think he
Right.
loves her. I really do. I just don't know that he's the right, he can make her happy.
But I think yeah, I think she's pulling away. I think she's into him, but is she willing to train him?
She
You know what
liked
I
who he
mean?
was on the phone better than in person, I think is what happened.
Because he was probably better on the phone than he is in person. You know what I mean? He probably knew the right things to say and how to say them. But when it came to being down in person and she's right there in his face, he doesn't really have the social skills to really pull that off. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
Renee
of
said
course,
some juice.
huh? What's happening?
All right, so Renee said there are photos of Misha and Nicola at the Mall of America.
In Minneapolis.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Spoiler alert.
Maybe that core religion thing will hold them together because they did look like they were getting along going through the little church carrying the cross.
She genuinely wants to be with this guy. All he's got to do is get a clue, loosen up a little bit, and they're golden. They're home. It wasn't like they were beating each other up and fighting all the time. He just needs to soften his approach and
Yeah.
and be a little more lenient in the things that he's accepting of her. And they're golden because you can see there is a genuine love and attraction between them
He needs to find
on
his
both
like
sides.
more softer feminine side of his personality in a sense, like his emotional side a little bit and let his
I
guard
don't
down.
think that's there. I don't think that's there. I think she can help him develop that, but I don't
Yeah,
think that side is even there to even like tap into. So, but
right.
I think she can kind of bring him along, and to your point, help develop him into that. Say, hey, listen, I need you to touch me a little bit softer. Come here, let me see, like she was doing with the mud. She said, "See how I'm putting this on you? That's how I want you to put it on me. Like, see how gentle and a little few more of those classes, and he's gonna know what he needs to do to be with her,
He
which
just
he
seems
must
like a
have
bull in
because
a
she brought
china
his ass
shop.
here, huh?
He just seems like a bull in a china shop when it comes to being with her. He's so immature when it sexually that he doesn't know what the heck to do.
I think she's gonna train him up.
You
I
think
think
so?
she's got the patience to do it. I think she likes him that much that she is willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's obviously, according to Renee, brought him here. So obviously, she decided to go ahead and do the damn thing with him. You know,
Right.
so I mean,
Um,
because I like them. I like them together. I like when they get along. It's just a little bit of tweaking that needs to go on his end, and they're golden, like I said. So maybe she's willing to put that tweak time in.
I think at least what I like is they're not like he does some stupid stuff. Let's get it together like that. I mean, let's be honest, but he's not disrespectful. I don't feel like
That's
to
what I
her
just
on
said.
purpose,
Yep.
and neither is she. She speaks to him very carefully as to not, and they don't want to hurt each other's feelings. Like when she discovered that he felt hurt by that, she didn't say, "Well, that's because you're being a jerk and you're treating," I mean, she
They're
considered
very
him.
respectful of each other, not like a Gino and a Jasmine. You know what I
That's
mean? They're very
Dolly. That's
respectful.
the Mall of America, she wants to know. Did you say, yeah, that's in
Yeah,
Minneapolis,
that's in
Minnesota.
Minneapolis.
We didn't make it there when we went, did we?
No,
Eric
we
kept
didn't.
telling us about it and we never made it, but it's supposed to be like the biggest, coolest mall in all of America.
We got to get back up there and do another Prince tour, and because yeah, we're coming up on 5 years now since we went. We went in 2018 to Paisley Park. I think it's time for another trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they still have it open because the pandemic has happened since then. So I think that
It's
I don't
probably
know.
reopened.
Yeah, hopefully I don't know if it's reopened, but hopefully it will be, and then maybe this trip we can go to Mall of America. So yeah,
Got money for a Mall of America. I got money for like a small mall.
small mall. I love it. Okay, so David and Sheila. I love David and Sheila. I
They're great.
love this couple, man. And
Me
I
too.
love Sheila signing. Them talking on the boat back and forth, even though she's a little rusty, he said, and she's working on it. And she's gonna become more confident the more frequent she does it. So
Yeah,
I really like seeing them communicate. She looked like she was having fun doing it. And when she does it, they can together teach the son how to do it, and all of them can be communicating like that. That is pretty cool.
definitely.
I love that she said yes. I love the fact that she kind of moved through her mother's death thing and was able to embrace David being there for her, and he was able to be there for her. What's the odds that that happened when he was there? So luckily she had some support there to get, because she might still be in a depression about that shit if he wasn't there. You know that?
Yeah, and it really, like, he handled it really as well as best he could. There would have that could have like ruined other relationships, because the person could have been like, okay, well, you need to get over it, and I'm here for only a short time, and she could have been rude and said, I want, it worked out that he was able to lay back and hold off when he knew he needed to, and give her that space, which means that could she knows how he's going to handle issues now, long
Yeah.
term. And I think that is one of the things that she really liked. And they both have that respect for each other, like I was saying the other couple has, that it's a underlying respect that they have. They really like each other as people.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the more I realize that that is a huge part, especially watching all these crazy shows. That's a big part of, whether they're real attracted to each other and they're having, that it's physical, or whether it's just emotional. At the end of the day, that's when people can't make it work. Like Gino and Jasmine, she thinks he's probably not manly enough, and he thinks she's spoiled. So that's never going to work.
Right.
But now they're seen together, so it might continue to drag on a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Um, Renee's got a comment on here. Let's see if I can see it. Oh, Dolly said first, my favorite couple, David and Sheila. Yes, I think everybody loves them too. I love them.
What
Can you?
about her signing, Dolly? Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, like, and I
I
thought
love
it was
watching
cool
that.
how he brought that to her attention and how she accepted it and didn't take offense to it.
Yeah.
Did you hear that part? Did you ever go back and catch up on that part? I think you
What?
saw it, where him and her were sitting on the couch and he said, "May I ask you, why didn't you learn the
Yeah,
sign?"
why didn't you take that a little bit more to heart and do that more? I can communicate with you better if you do that. And she was like, basically, because we text all the time, there was really no need to.
And
So,
Renee
yeah.
said, can you imagine a couple like Gino, Jasmine, or Riley would have to it's blinking would have to navigate through a tragedy? Right. Yikes, she said. I'm going to read it from my phone. Why am I struggling like that? Let me just go on here.
I
I forgot you
can
don't
read
still
it.
have the phone. I'm
I
so
can read it from my
stupid.
tablet because
I
that's
got
big
it here.
enough.
I could see it. It's just it's blinking. If you could see my screen, it's crazy looking. Yeah, that's what she was saying. Like, another couple like Gino and Jasmine trying to
Yeah.
navigate something like that. Gino, first of all, if it was Gino, Jasmine would be jealous that he's spending time with the family when there was a death or something. I
Right.
can imagine.
I know there's a death, but you need to get over it. I need some new earrings. Why are you worried about your uncle dying? He's gone. I need hair extensions. Come on.
I'm sorry, Jasmine, if you're watching. She's gonna go into it.
That's how jacked up you are,
Don't have
Jasmine.
her coming
You're
over here
watching.
throwing shit at us.
Yeah, okay. I will catch that shit and throw it right back at her. Yeah. Gino and Jasmine. I just can't get. Yeah, but there's not a whole lot to say about they I hope they get John Real or whatever her son's name is to get on board with Coming to America, cuz I would love to see him bring her here. Does anybody have any scoop on that? Have they been seen here? I'm like, yeah, man, I can't wait to see them. I think they would have a really good marriage. I really see them working out.
Me too. I see
You
them
know?
with a kid or two.
And I hate to say this, but part of the reason they're going to work out is because he's deaf. Because he can't be yelling and screaming, so that eliminates the arguing. I mean, there's a joke out there about, have you seen like deaf people arguing? Like what, would be
Right.
like, so you wouldn't even hear anything. So there's a air of peace about David that is really cool.
I
You know what
can't
I
see
mean?
him yelling. The kind of you can almost tell his personality without him even talking because of what
He's
he says.
awesome.
Yeah, he's
He's
a really
awesome,
good
and
guy.
so is she. She has patience with him, and I love it. You know what I mean? They're really good together.
I
You
hope she
know?
stays like that. It's just like these couples always scare me sometimes, where in the beginning everything's good and then something happens and it blows up. But we've seen them through all these emotions, to your point. So I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, I do too. I really do. Okay, so next couple.
Dolly said Sheila's very happy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sheila.
Sheila, she has made I was so glad to see the smile come back on her face because she was so sad when her mom died, which is understandable. I felt so bad for her because that's to lose your mom, that's huge. And she had to
Yeah.
deal with that while navigating a new relationship at the same time. That's crazy
What a weird
shit
situation to
happening
be
at one
pulled in.
time, right? So, but she did it well because he gave her that space. You know, she made no pretension. She's like, "Look, I'm into you, you know that, but my mom just died, dude. I need a minute,
Plus,
okay?
they were
I
already
can't,
solid.
yeah, I can't be up under you right now. I need a minute. I need some alone time. I need to grieve. My mom just fucking died, so I need a minute. We gonna have to put this shit on hold. I hit you up next week or something. We can hook up, but yeah, I need a minute." And he went to his hotel. He's like, "I got you. Your mom's dead. I get it. I'll be here. Okay, I'll be here." And they went off and he allowed her to grieve. And then she came back to him. I'll tell you one thing though. Let me go back to their picture. One thing that might be an issue. Let me see if you guys in the chat know what it
Money,
is. Uh-uh. If they have any issue at all,
jealousy, jealousy.
did anybody say that besides you?
She grieved way faster. She grieved way faster than I did, Rose said. Yeah, and I think she's still grieving. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I
over.
think
I
she's
think
put it
she
on
had
the
to
back
feel it.
burner.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
that shit
definitely
never
still
goes
grieving.
away. I'm still
She's
grieving
still
over
grieving.
my grandmother.
I'm still grieving over my mom, and I lost her in 2011. Okay,
Yeah,
so we're coming up on 12 years, and I still miss my mom. You always will. You only get one mother, you
yeah.
know. So it's like, you know, I think she's still grieving, but she has managed to put it on the back burner and opened up her heart to enjoy him again. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. But yes, jealousy, I believe, is what is, if they have any issues at all, it will be that because she's very jealous. She didn't like Amy. She was cool with her because she knew they needed the translator, but she didn't like Amy being there. She was attractive, and you know them. Look at what Brandon's going through. Okay, so yeah, she might have some jealous tendencies that he's gonna have to deal with, but hopefully, she keeps that shit in check and it doesn't cause them issues.
We could use those as levels of jealousy. Like, is she a Jasmine or is she a Brandon? And what's the girl's name? Mary?
Mary, yeah.
Mary. Like, Mary is like the
Both of them
extreme
are toxic
level of
levels.
jealousy. She's on the lower level, I think. She's not quite, you have to put your phone on me the whole time, you
Yeah.
know, that you're moving anywhere. But yet she's got insecurity. And I think that had to do too with her insecurity that she couldn't sign. Like, she felt
Yeah.
like she was communicating with him in his language and she wasn't, so it put her, in an awkward situation. Plus, she was dealing with all that stuff too. I think,
Amy probably helped her with that
yeah,
because
and
the
helped her to
level
say,
she
you
was
better get
going,
in here and get
yeah, the level
situated.
she was going, she wasn't doing any of that in the beginning. Maybe she didn't know. And maybe Amy took some time off camera and showed her some basic stuff, like, so showed her some stuff and worked with her for a little bit. Because now she's sounding like a champ, even though she's a little off, he said. She seems like she's been doing it for a while.
I'm so sorry, Ro. I know how hard that was for you. So you
Yeah.
are in the prayers. Dolly said she understands. Yeah, it's just it's never an easy thing. And I think, like you said, that could have been part of why she got so crazily jealous too, because she wasn't,
And I wasn't as close to my mom as Ro was to her mom. So that Ro is still going through. And I think, when did your mom pass away, Ro? Didn't we figure out that it might have been around the same time? My mother and I were cool, but we weren't what you would call close, but it still hurt like hell. We weren't estranged either. So, we just weren't up under each other. That's just not how we were. But we loved each other and we would hang out every now and then. You know what I mean? But, my mom did her thing. I saw her every day. That's, don't get me wrong. We weren't estranged or anything like that. But it just, she had my sister. And it was one of those things where my grandmother raised me, a lot in the beginning. So my mother and I were just kind of, you know what I mean? My grandmother, I consider more my mom, like the woman who gave me the affection and the motherly love. My mother was never overly affectionate with me like that, you know, and she got me later in life ready to have her kid. So, but then when she was ready to have a kid, she had my sister, and they had the bond that me and my mother never had, which I got no problem with that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, doesn't mean I don't love her. And my sister and I still, to this day talk about my mom, and she obviously took it a lot harder. There's 16 years between me and my sister. She died when my mom died. Jasmine was only 27 years old. That's a bad age. You got some teenagers to lose your mind, but you right there in the height of your, adulthood. You getting your groove on. Your mom's there to give you advice to navigate men and all this type of shit. And my mom passed away. So I was
I
like
love you, Miss
40 when
Jan.
it happened. So, huh?
I said I loved your mom.
Yeah. Jim was lucky enough to meet my mom and share 2 years of knowing her before she passed. So I wish she could have met my grandmother, and I wish I could have met her grandmother, because they sound like they were the same person.
Hmm.
But yeah, she loved Jen. I was like, because we knew she was going. And I'm like, she would be trying to talk about insurance. I'm like, we don't want to talk about that. And I'm like, Ma, you're gonna be fine. She's like, I said, I don't want you to go nowhere, man. She said, girl, you be all right. You got Jen. And yeah, she loved Jen. So yeah, man. I remember when we first heard about it, I was kind of holding it together. Jen burst into tears. I'm comforting her, and it was my mother. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Bad time. I was doing that mostly because I did, I got to know her, and then also for you, I had those tears because I knew you were feeling that,
I
but you
know.
weren't letting it out. But we
Yeah.
turned this into a therapist.
And then we immediately rode to Baltimore to be there for my sister. So, because she was still living with her. So, wow, how did we get off on that? But anyway,
Thank you.
yeah. Oh, from Sheila. You know what I mean? Talking about Sheila with her mom, because she still lived with her mother. So, she took that hard. Mom was part of her everyday life. They lived in the same house together, just like Jasmine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really like the way that they handled that. And the camera people were respectful too. They gave her time away from the camera. You could tell, because there were times where they focused on David and just kind of, they were there at the funeral. They weren't all up in her face. They were kind of further back when they were putting the casket in the mausoleum and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was a weird scene, though. It's like, what kind of burial?
It's weird watching the like our rituals and cultural things that we do, and then watching other countries, both weddings, different weddings, like Indian weddings are so different than like
Yeah, I'm like, what was that like it was open, and they just put the casket
and
in
then
there, and
we had to
like it's
save it.
like
Yeah, that was it was different.
it's not enclosed. It's like it's just sitting in there. Like, is that how they bury their dead? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'd be creeped out walking by there, all those dead bodies. It's like in the ground, that's one thing, but
Right.
you walking by and all these caskets,
Yeah,
that
my
would freak
speaking
me
of my
out a little
sister,
bit.
she'd love it. She's like into those.
Brooke would eat that
morbid
up.
stuff. We're so different. It's not even like we're. I don't know how we even came from the same womb. Um, and so I was just thinking, did that something like that ever happen before? And I noticed one time it did, and I think it strengthened that relationship. Do you remember? Was it Woody and Amani? Oh no, not Woody and Amani. It was one of those couples on Married at First Sight. Someone passed away, and she immediately was there for him and went home with him. They had to leave the honeymoon, and that really like heavy on his
Ah,
heart. And like it's
I know
almost
who
like
you're
when he
talking
knew
about.
that's my wife. Like I'm all in, and she's all in on this. Gosh,
I know exactly who you're
anybody
talking
remember
about.
in the chat? Buddha said she sends her condolences to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's so funny too because I got a picture of my grandmom in this room and my mom, you know. And I got my mom sitting right on top of. She was big into music. She loved music, and she married my dad, who was a musician, which I turned out to
That's where you
be.
get them
My grandmother
genes.
had a But yeah, I look like my dad. I look just like him. But I look like both of them. But she always kept a bunch of albums, and she kept buying out. She kept albums. So I have two crates of her albums that her picture is sitting on top of, and that just they were hers, you know, and I kept them. My sister kept some, and I kept some. She kept two crates, I kept two crates. And a lot of those albums are like original. And I would never think of selling them. She's got like some original Earth, Wind, and Fire in plastic with the covers. Okay? Original shit. Marvin Gaye, you know, all that stuff over there. Bloodstone. I mean, I'm talking the stylistics, actual like albums, you know, with the plastic cover, and over to Al Green. She's got all that stuff over there. So yeah, I got some gems over there that I could probably get a nice couple dollars for, but there's no way that, you know, I can't do anything with them. I can't take them with me, but they're there. They remind me of her, and you know what I mean? So yeah. The cool thing, I don't have a record player, but if I want to think about it, all I do is put on a song that I know she likes. So she's a big Marvin Gaye
I
fan.
always wanted to get one of those, those record players that you saw. Like I used to see it. I used to get this Finger Hut magazine. I don't know if anybody got that, but it used to be like one of those like old time.
Right.
And I really thought
You
we
guys
should
remember
get that
Finger
and
Hut?
play those records. Maybe that's a good idea for me.
Maybe we will.
Pretend I never
You
said
know.
it so that I can get that for your birthday. Well, that would be cool for you to be able to listen to the records that your mom had.
Well, thank God for
I'll
YouTube.
keep it in my records. But it won't be the same as putting the little needle.
Ah,
Don't you miss putting the little needle?
um,
That shows you how old I am. Like I remember having the little
hey, or
record.
anything? Should I check? Did the
I
DoorDash
think
come?
it's saying they're gonna. Yeah, it probably did. I didn't get a call or anything.
I will
I'll
be
try to
right back.
check
I'm gonna
it.
go grab it. I'll be right back.
Okay, I was gonna go. All right. Well, she's already rolled out. She didn't want me eating her food, right? Yeah. Oh, you do. Rose said she has her mom's teacup collection. That's really sweet. I've got a. This is my grandmother. Like I spent a lot of time with her. We lived with my grandmother, and even when my mom got married, I even stayed with her to go to school and stuff. I've got a little this handwritten. I don't know if you can see it. It probably won't show up. Mm, I don't think it's going to show on here. Was it showing? Yeah, it's just like I have it in a frame because it's like a little letter that she wrote me, like a happy Easter letter, and I like keep it by my bed just because it's like so cool to see someone's handwriting that. And I was only like 19 when she passed away, so and it's cool to have something, to remember them. She has a teacup collection of her mom's, and I was telling them about the little letter I have.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember that the little letter that's on your nightstand right there.
hmm did it come?
Yeah, it's here. I got it.
Did mine come?
I didn't see it yet.
Oh, it's just got an alert. Curry is on her way. That's an interesting
Cool.
name.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
And it's not even, I didn't order curry. I ordered avocado and cucumber roll. I was gonna just get avocado because I wanted to spend as little money as possible after we had to spend money on the phone thing, and I ended up the avocado, cucumber, and the avocado are the same price, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some crunchiness in there. Why would they be the same price? Seems like a cucumber should be more to
Maybe it's
add.
the sale.
Yeah, or
And
the
there's only $2 difference between it. Get that cucumber avocado, girl. Don't worry about that. So we got Christian and Cleo.
um. Can I gotta get Oh no, this is about Cleo. I thought Buddha was commenting on the old couple. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I I don't know about you guys. I have mixed emotions about this couple because I want them to work out because it seems like I see something in them now that I didn't see in the beginning, a connection. But Christian with these bad habits of picking up chicks in bars, man. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you talking to people like that and picking them up and inviting them to your girlfriend's house? Like, what kind of shit was that? Oh, yeah, by the way, I met a girl in a bar and I invited her to Thanksgiving. You're cool with that, right? No, I'm not cool with that. You know? And it, well, what's wrong? What the hell do you think of? And he knew it was wrong because he got embarrassed, which I'm going to talk about that. He got embarrassed that Cleo brought it up in front of the friend. Well, why would she bring up something that makes me look bad? So you're acknowledging that it was bad, right? You knew what you were doing. That tells me he's not into Cleo. Honestly.
Well, he's not into Cleo and he's not ready for a relationship at all. And I don't think
Yeah.
if it was a girl he was into, to your point, that he would do
Then he
dumb
would have
stuff
done
like
that.
that. At least in the beginning, like that. Like I'm saying, like, what is wrong? It's not like they're friends. They're
I
obviously
think he's using Cleo for a piece of ass right now. I'll be honest with you.
I
I
think
think he likes her, but I think she's a piece of ass to him.
he's like, I don't want to change. I don't want to not be myself. Well, if you're in a relationship and that's who you are to invite other women home, then that's not, you can't be
You
yourself
need to
then.
become a new
You need to
self.
be your single self then.
Yeah, you need to be a relationship self, the one that doesn't do that, you know?
Buddha
But
said,
how about Cleo bringing it up to the girlfriend and making him look bad? It's like,
I didn't
didn't you
like
guys
that.
already discuss it and squash it? Why are you bringing it up in front of the friend that already doesn't like him?
I
Because
got
now
a
that's
little,
making him bad look even worse.
I got a conspiracy for you. I think her and the friend, I think she kind of likes the friend. And the friend,
Really?
yes. Why else would she keep wanting to make this guy look bad over and over to her when, and she cries to her, and like it's like if she doesn't want him to look bad, why would she have brought that up if she wanted them to get along? And Buddha said these two need to
That's
go their
interesting.
separate ways. Cleo can't handle tough conversations one on one. Right. It could be that
Yeah.
too. Chris is
Yeah.
too comfortable talking to women once drunk, and he's got a drinking problem, I think. He can't be in the pool
Yeah.
without, and then he gets his like beer goggles on and decides he's getting Mr. Macho. I'm gonna invite this girl home, and then he comes home and like, oh shit, what did I do?
Every scene, Chris has a glass of wine. Every scene. He's either in a bar or if they're home, hey, Cleo, ready to drink? He's got a glass of wine. You know what I mean?
He had to
So,
get that
yeah.
wine to tell her about the girl he invited over too. He had to chug it first. Rose said he's using her for an Airbnb.
While he's over in England, right? Chilling. Yeah, I agree. And wow, Jen, you brought up something interesting because we all know Cleo was a guy. So I wonder if that feeling is there because he could very well be a lesbian
Yeah,
as well. He could be bisexual,
she seems
so could be
unsure
a
of
thing.
her
There
femininity
could be
yet.
some
She's
truth in
not.
that. Because yeah, I still see the guy. I still see the guy. I still see some of the male tendencies. It's more female than male for sure. But I still see some of the male there. And you never know. That has nothing to do with sexual orientation. But Cleo could legit be bi, and just feels like he is a woman. So, but that has nothing to do with the fact that he likes men and women, because he never discussed
Not to me. It
that.
doesn't
She
mean
never
anything to me.
discussed that. Yeah, she never discussed that. So, yeah, it's possible that she might like the friend. That's I never thought about that angle.
I think she's a
And then
little
the
bit
friend might like
immature
her.
too, like of how, like Buddha said, she's got to have the friend involved to have a conversation.
And she runs her mouth too much. She runs her mouth too much. It's like, stop letting your friend in on every fucking thing going on between you and him. She didn't need to know about that, but because they already squashed that.
Yeah, that's what I
But
didn't like.
if it had been a thing where the friend was actually the woman showed up, or you know what I mean, that she could pull it. Look, girl, yeah, he invited, yeah, this bitch, you know what I mean?
Right.
So but it never happened. The chick already had plans. They already squashed it. She already said, "Hey, I don't like you doing that." He said, "My bad. You're probably right. Probably shouldn't have. Let me get myself together." And it's done. There was no need to bring it up again in front of the friend, because now you're going to piss him off, and he's going to be like, now you're trying to make me look bad. And it's going to be another situation like it was with the sex thing.
Why not just have a nice dinner and let everybody get along?
Yeah. Let that go. If you're going to tell her when he goes back to the state. Do you know what he did on Thanksgiving? Yeah, I waited for it to blow over. But guess what he did on Thanksgiving? That's when you tell him, not when he's sitting there.
Well, at least when he goes to the bathroom, not bring it up, make him feel like he did see.
No, don't even let the friend be there when he's there. You know what I mean? Because then she's going to be giving him dirty licks when he comes from the bathroom. So it's like, wait till he goes back home, and tell her that shit. Don't, you want to try to have the friend think he's cool, especially if you're going to pursue that relationship. You don't seem like you're ready to break up. So why tell her something that she's going to pressure you to break up with him?
Because Cleo knows in her heart of hearts that this guy is not right. He's not ready to commit. He's kind of an asshole. He's a womanizer. And he's off and on respectful, and he drinks too much. And I think that's why she's trying to get that clarification from the friend, like keep getting reinforced, like, yeah, he's a jerk, right? But why do I like him? He's a jerk, right? But why do I like him? He's a jerk,
right?
Do you think he likes
Just stop doing it in front of him, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, wait till he leaves to have those conversations. Have those conversations with her in private, when he's not looking on.
Oh, Rose got a devil's advocate here. Rose said she's super skinny, so her Adam's apple is really prominent. And she said, I'm going to play devil's advocate. If I was out of the country for Thanksgiving and ran into another American, I would invite them to dinner too. But if I'm way too social and love to cook for a lot of people. Right. Yeah, I don't think that was his intention, though. I mean, I see he was like, oh, cool, another American. But knowing how insecure she is and it being a woman, That's
what I'm saying. It's like they brought up a good point. Well, were there any men in there?
Like, it's too new.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
why would you invite a woman? He's got a habit of talking to women. If you're that friendly, meet some guys too, man. And would she have had a problem with him bringing a guy home? Probably not.
No.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And I think Ro, being the kind of person that she is, like she said, liking to cook, I'm sure her husband wouldn't think it was like, oh, you're trying to leave me for this guy. But Cleo, Cleo was...
I don't know, man. Ro, that depends, Ro. Would it be a guy and you're bringing him home with your new husband or your boyfriend? I mean, you can play that.
Save that vegan cooking for us. Don't invite no men over there. It cause no problem. We'll eat it. He has boy brain and isn't thinking about.
Oh, did you tell Rev? Did you tell Ro the phrase I came up with? Lesbian.
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 I love it. Maybe I should start a Facebook group. Lesbians of Facebook.
Us lesbians.
I like that. I wonder if it's really already a thing. Are you a loved one, a lesbian, and also a vegan? You may be a lesbian. Oh, that's Uber. She probably can't find us. Hello?
You want to handle that?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so moving right along. Who was next there? Okay, so Statler and Dempsey. Okay. Dempsey with the word vomit. Yeah. Speaking of autistic tendencies, this chick has definitely got them. Okay? She's very socially awkward and she tends to word vomit a lot, especially things that she doesn't need to be saying. Okay? I was so embarrassed for her when she started talking about the sexual thing. Now, at first it was cute and funny what she said, but then she started getting into it because that's all I do. I have it a lot. Sex is my thing. I'm like, okay, Statler, you had us at hello. Okay, that's you getting TMI now. Now you making yourself look like you just straight up. She's a hoe. She's a straight up hoe. Now you making yourself look a little bit, on the whorish side, on the slutty side now, and it's like, calm it down, bring it back, pump the brakes a little bit. And then when they went into, the fact that she wanted to move in with her, even the friends are telling her, well, slow your roll. You don't know that she's the one, you got to relax a little bit with that. You know what I mean? So Statler, I'll be honest with you, and I'm curious to know what you guys think in the chat too, because I see Statler messing this up, quite frankly. I see her screwing this up. I see her not knowing, and it's bad too, because I see them potentially being a cool relationship for a while anyway. But if Statler doesn't get her shit together and stop being so clingy, which is probably not going to happen, and learn how to have some discretion with her conversation, they could work. But right now, Dempsey is admitting there's a bunch of red flags that are jumping out at her, and I feel bad for Statler, but I think Dempsey might put the brakes on it. You know what I mean? Based on those red flags, and if she does, then it'll be a self-fulfilling prophecy, because I really think that Statler knows she's pushing the envelope with Dempsey and is probably expecting to get kicked to the curb at some point, and she's already got plan B set up to go mess with her ex. So she'll be okay either way. You know what I mean? If Dempsey kicks her to the curb, she's going to go hang out with the ex. No doubt. If Dempsey keeps her, then it's all fine and good. She's good either way. She's got a backup. She's got tic-tac-toe both ways. So, you guys let me know what you think. So,
sorry, I was on mute. Rose said, oh God, with these two. Level 5 clinger alert. Dempsey, you in trouble, girl, as Whoopi. Yeah, Molly, you in danger, girl. Buddha said Statler was just TMI to Dempsey's friends. Then to find out in a preview of next episode that Statler doesn't want kids, but Dempsey does. I'm glad Dempsey got out of there. I said to the TV, that's why you don't rush into a relationship, not even knowing if Dempsey.
Oh, I didn't see that. What? Did she say? What did she say? That was the preview?
Yeah, that was the preview. I didn't see that either. So, yeah, that's
wow.
I mean, that's just another, if she's that clingy, I would have thought she would have wanted to have a kid with her, but she's got some deep-seated issues from when she was a kid.
Yeah. Too. And you said you're glad Dempsey got out of there. Did they break up?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeppers. Buddha said she said yes. So, Rose said yeppers. Does that mean yes, they broke up? I don't remember. But I think Dempsey was going back and forth. Part of her was like, maybe she's just clingy because she really loves me, and maybe this is the kind of person I need. And then part of her was like, I'm not going to be able to handle this suffocation. And then now to find out about the kids, that probably put her over the edge. Buddha said they broke up. I didn't know it.
Wow. In this episode, or it's coming up? Or you guys know some tea that they broke up? I need to go back and watch that one again.
I'm waiting for the exciting answer. The preview shows Dempsey packing up in Scotland. But weren't they on a vacation, or you mean it looked like she was packing up to go?
Wow. Yeah, because she took her to Scotland, but maybe Dempsey packed up and left early. Because the Scotland trip was a surprise for her, which she ended up spilling all out. Wow.
He said it's coming up in the in the preview. Buddha said, and Rose said packing to go.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I feel bad for old Statler if that's what's happening, if that's what's happened. But she brought it on herself, honestly. Running her mouth, being so clingy, she brought it on herself. And the whole ex thing, you know what I mean? So you know what's gonna happen though. She's gonna go call the ex. The ex probably already hooked up with somebody else. And she's gonna have to take her ass back to America. If she loves English women so much and loves England so much, why doesn't she just find a flat in England and just stay there?
Hey, hi, buddy.
Exactly. And that way she can date and she's already there. Find a new place in England, But then she would also have to get a visa and all of that. So
she needs that, she even said it, and that was the most honest thing that, she had said to her was, well, I think I want my person in a relationship near me all the time. And, I mean,
there's something endearing about Statler. You know what I mean?
It couldn't get away from, but she's starting to think, is this right for me?
Yeah. There's something endearing about her, but it's also very annoying at the same time. The fact that she runs her mouth, because she's funny as shit. She has a delivery like a comedian, when she says things.
She reminds me of Janine.
So, but then she goes overboard. Then she goes overboard with it, and then it's no longer funny. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, that's all we needed to hear with that. But I don't know. So yeah, apparently if they broke up, I feel bad for them, but that might be the best thing, because I don't think Statler, to your point, is relationship ready. She thinks she is, but she doesn't know how to hold on to somebody. And this whole thing here of I've had a lot of sex. I mean, who wants to hear that about their partner? It makes me think you're gonna cheat on me. You love sex that much. Am I even going to be enough for you? I think Dempsey even said that at one point. Am I even going to be enough for her sexually? So
and I think that's
to watch
too
that.
Weird, all the flippy sides of the coin of her. Like, I'm clingy and I want to be with one person and I go sleep around with everybody. Like, well, which is
right.
Okay, so we got 2 comments here. Let me see. Okay, so the first comment was Buddha said Statler could be funny on 90 Day Single Life. And Renee said in the previews, I think they had a disagreement on children. Dempsey wants to have a baby and Statler didn't want children. That's a big one. Look, we had that going on with Gino and Jasmine. Yeah, I think that she finally was probably like, yeah, that's...
That was another good reason for Gino and Jasmine to break up. Because the kid thing. She wasn't willing to give him children. So yeah, that was another reason why Gino and Jasmine weren't going to work out.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you know what I mean? God, I love the onion rings. Ro, was it you that was telling me about the Impossible Burger? That you liked it, or Joe liked it? And I told you, oh, that's, Beyond's better. Because, dude, I can't get enough of this damn Impossible Burger. I've ordered that shit like almost every day this week for like a week straight, you know? I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get off of these. Tonight is my last night. I promise. I'm going on all watermelon. I'm going on all watermelon for the remainder of September. Here, look, check this out. Based on Lauren Lockman's theories and things like that, I'm going on all watermelon for the remainder of September. And October 1st through November 11th, I'm going to attempt to do a 42-day fast. Water only. So,
wow.
I will keep you guys posted on that. I'll give you updates on it.
How many?
But I'm going to lead into it with a mono diet of watermelon only for a few weeks. And then I'm just going to taper off and just go into the fast. And then I'm probably going to refeed with fruit only. I'm going to go fruitarian for a while. So I'm going to refeed probably with grapes and only eat grapes for the couple weeks after I do the fast. So, yeah. Going hard, trying to heal the eyes up, trying to, lose some weight. So, but it's mostly for the eyes. My weight's okay. All right. I could deal with the weight thing. It's my eyes that, I'm really more concerned about. So I want to see what effect that has on them. It's a very, very extreme measure that I'm taking, but it's also extremely safe because I fasted for 20 days before. So I know I'm capable of fasting, and I jumped straight into that. I didn't even wind down, so I know if I do it this way, it's going to be safe. And yeah, so, but anyway,
can you
so
get one of me?
Huh?
I can't see the other one. Is it possible you could take the other one of me out that's not talking? I only see one, but it looks like there's two of me in there.
Okay, so the one that looks like it's talking is...
That's the one I want to be because I'm in the kitchen.
I can't see that one. There's just a black window there,
okay.
But the other one has your logo, but it doesn't look like when you're talking that one's lighting up.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll take that one out.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I didn't want to confuse things.
Yep, got the right one.
Got the right one, baby. You could go on a mono Impossible Burger diet.
Right? I don't think that's probably a good idea, though.
Nothing that you fasted for that long. That's really impressive. I've been, I'm going to be raw for 90 days, but that's not as cool as going completely without food. I don't know that I could do that.
Raw for 90 days is amazingly awesome. This mother... Ugh!
I know.
I can't stand this dude, man. I really can't stand this dude for what he did to this girl. I mean, the other week I was already pissed at him because he was letting his family sway him every which way. Now, the whole nonchalant attitude and him breaking up with her. Well, I think we should probably just break up. Why did you take this girl's life and lead her on and make her think that you were into her and were going to move there if you weren't sure about it? My mother says I need to stay. Mom's full of shit. Excuse my French. Okay? He's a grown man. Those kids are grown, damn near. I need him here to help me. It's your son. It's not your husband. It's creepy. It's like, come on, cut the apron strings already. His mom calls and he's like, no, I got to stay here. But wait a minute. At what point are you going to live your own life? Is that ever going to happen? You wanted to move to the Netherlands. You can't stand living in the United States. But as soon as mom says, no, I don't want you to leave, you're like, okay, sorry. I didn't mean any of that. Yeah, but you don't do that to people. You don't go woo her for 2 months, living with her and all that shit. Don't tell anybody about her. And then when she comes here thinking, oh, this is going to be a cool trip, I'm coming to meet the family, that trip is ultimately what broke them up. She was coming to solidify things by meeting his family, and he let them talk him out of the relationship. That was bullshit. You know, and I don't like the way that he was nonchalant about it. This girl's sitting there crying. I wanted her to just go ahead and hang the fuck up on him. So I'm like, why are you hanging on the line?
Right.
He said he's not, ain't shit happening. He's not moving, and maybe you should break up. So is that it? Yeah, that's it. I hate to say it, but you know what? Hang up on him. He does not even deserve your time anymore. Why are you hanging out, wait for him to change his mind or say, maybe I'm wrong? That ain't happening. He doesn't even seem like he has remorse about it. And she picked up on that. She's like, you're smiling. He's like, how do you know I'm not going to go cry? Because we could tell, stupid. You don't even look like you're upset about it. And that to me says another thing too. He might be cheating on her. He might have found another piece of ass in the States and he's, okay, I think I'm good. I'm going to stay here.
I think that he is really immature, and he was over there playing house with her when shit got real and he had to tell the family. If they were able to sway him that much, he was never in love with her.
Nope.
It was a little playing house type thing. He was doing it. I think
it was a vacation
for his career. Yeah. Speaking of Airbnb, either to go on vacation. He didn't even tell the family he had a girlfriend. Like, that's always shady when you...
That's a red flag. That means he had no commitment. Nothing. He wasn't committing to you.
Right.
You know? But she didn't know that.
No.
In all fairness to her, she didn't find out that he didn't tell anybody until she got here.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that was the flag at that point. I really thought at that point he might be a decent guy. But now we know what he was playing her, basically, you know?
Yeah. He was just over there hanging out.
Rose said, this was about the last couple. How do you get in these deep relationships and don't discuss kids? And she said, impossible whopper. I'm going to go home and whoop his ass. Buddha said, Kirsten should have cursed his non-backbone butt out and paid him dust with a dial tone. And then Rose said the same thing, another free Airbnb.
Yep. That's I see what's happening with these guys. They're using people for these Airbnbs, man.
And
that's the new game. That's the new game. Oh, okay, yeah. Want a relationship. Yeah, you go ahead. You're gonna book the place. Yep. Cool. I'll come stay with you.
And their social media following and stuff. I think people are starting to really use these shows, like we were joking about Usman.
Yeah, we were talking about Usman. We haven't seen, look, they said, okay, that's enough usury from you, Usman. No more records. Because notice the last season he was on it, they didn't play none of his music. So it's like, okay, yeah, no, you're not going to use us to boost your music career. We're going to use you, you're going to use us, and then that's going to be the end of it. You know, we're not going to do it season after season after season after season. Hell no. But this guy's a DJ. He might be using that, to your point, to build his social following. But I tell you what, if I was in a club and I saw him DJ, I'd walk up to him and be like, you piece of shit. Why'd you treat that girl like that?
And the way that he broke it off, he could have at least been honest and said, or showed some type of emotion. I think he was embarrassed that he can't make his own decisions and he didn't know what to say. It was almost like he was just...
I mean, no remote. It's like, listen, I know I kind of seems like I led you on, but that wasn't the case. It just, I thought I was ready to move, but no explanation. Not even say I thought I was ready, but I'm not. I know that's no excuse because I've involved you in it. But my mom really does need me now. I'm not saying I'm never going to do it, but right now I think we got to put it on the bed. I just can't do it. I'm not doing it. So we should probably go ahead and break up.
Yeah, make
with
her
no
feel
remorse.
Like she did something wrong.
So yeah, I was really confused because he really seemed like he fooled all our asses. When the show first came on, it seemed like he was really into her, and he's like, yeah, and she's gonna meet my family. I remember when she came in from the airport, they had a nice evening, and yeah, man, it just went south. I did not expect that in this relationship. I saw this couple going back to Netherlands, getting married, maybe having a couple of kids or something. And when it come to find out he didn't tell his family, I'm like, whoa,
Right.
what? Red flag. And it was a red flag to her too.
Yeah.
Because as soon as she found out, the shit went downhill from there.
Mhm. And I think he did. I mean, it is kind of a like he. It's almost like the other way around when they have like when the people from sometimes India. You know how their family is like, I can't let you leave or I don't want you to leave. I mean, I commend him because he's trying to be respectful to what his family needs, but he's also playing both and was leading her on bad. He didn't never mention that this was a possibility that he wasn't going to go. He
Yeah.
just, and I think that's what it was like. She was totally in shock. Like, what? Okay, this is how I planned my life. We're getting ready to move in. You're coming here. All these plans are made. We get a visa. And then it's like, oh, never mind. My mom said I can't.
Yeah. And we're breaking. On top of that, maybe we should break up. He didn't even say, yeah, I can't do it right now, but let's just continue to write and talk, and we'll talk every day, and we'll move this forward long distance. And she said, no, I can't go on for another year. He didn't even
Hmm.
try. It's like, look, I love you. I just can't move right now. I didn't say I was never going to move. I don't want to break up. I
Oh,
know
you
you
know
want
he's never going to move.
yeah, well, yeah. So, but he didn't even try. So that lets me know he wasn't really into her to begin with,
He
you
didn't quit
know?
it.
Yeah. So that's another one bit the dust. Who else we got with the other way? Okay, so Brandon and Mary. Woo, this couple. Well, she didn't throw an asthma attack this week. It looked like she started trying to cry about something. I can't even remember what that was, but she kind of pulled herself together.
You got another
Um,
comment here. Let me catch up for
yeah.
you before you move on. Host with the most. Rose said, okay, hot take. What is with the Dominican men on this franchise? Molly's husband, Pedro, now him. Oh, that's true. And then there's another comment. Let's see if I can see it. I'd throw a drink in his face, Rose said. He would deserve it. Definitely.
Wait a minute. That's not the only Dominican man that did that. Remember the other Chantel and Pedro, the couple on that the doctor chick that had all the businesses,
Yeah, what
and she
happened with
went.
them?
Yeah, he broke up with her.
Did he? Well, he didn't like that.
Yeah,
He thought after a while that she was entitled. I think when that happened with the family, he like
Yeah, but
disappeared.
he ghosted her. He
Yeah,
didn't
that's
even give her a
crazy.
chance to explain herself or anything. He just simply ghosted her.
I never
Didn't even
finished
tell
watching
her.
that.
Yeah, I know. He never finished telling her that, hey, yeah, I didn't like the way he told her I didn't like the way that you dealt with my family, but he ghosted her. He went back to the hotel with her and then dipped out on her.
That's
And then she
crazy.
found him on the street and he said, yeah, I didn't like what you did. And she's like, well, it's called talking. We're a couple. It's called talking shit out. Why didn't you tell me? I just didn't think it was gonna work out. Okay, done. Cool. You got it. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to continue. All right. And then got his little cell phone and walked off.
I didn't know that it ended like that. I thought they just got into a fight. Wow.
The only DR man that I see seems to be hanging on is Johan. And that's probably
And
because
that's
he
why
don't want to go
it's
back to that little 2x4 bedroom that he was in.
crazy.
Because Danielle's ass came there. He can't just roll out because she's there. So yeah, and she's paying for everything. So that's probably why Johan hasn't rolled out, but he was ready to roll out. Remember on the tell-all, he said, "Yeah, this is it. Me and Danielle ain't gonna stay together." So, but they obviously worked it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think about that. Those Dominican men, they cut you quick, you know?
Yeah.
And not even so quick. They'll date you for a little while and then cut you and blindside you.
And no remorse.
Pedro was with Pedro was with Chantel 7 years. He dated this chick for like a year? He dated her for a year. So they put time in and then cut your ass like you didn't even exist. That's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the other chick, the doctor chick, she was dating that guy for a whole year. And none of that happened.
Gave him a lot of money.
Yeah. Gave him a lot of money, all that. Soon as she comes there and acts a little weird with the family, he cuts her right off.
I guess
so. I don't know.
The money.
That's crazy. Well, he's like, yeah, I don't need your money. I don't want your money. That was a turnoff to him.
Yeah. Like, you're not going to control me with money. That's what he.
You're not going to financially dominate me. So Brandon and Mary, I think that Brandon was justified, and you guys let me know what you think in the chat, in asking for help from the grandparents. Listen, if the grandparents are going to be living under that roof that he built and they're making money, why can't they contribute to the bills? Like, what's up with that? They're not contributing to the bill. I thought everybody was throwing in that's living in the house. What's up with the brother? Is he working? I don't want you to ask my father for money. Okay, let's see. I don't want you looking anywhere. I don't want you talking to anybody. I don't want you touching me when we're in bed. And I don't want you asking anybody for money.
Well, I think that we have to remember culturally it's different there, that they are supposed to take care of their parents. It's a little different than here. So maybe in a sense I can understand her, because I think it might have been a cultural thing, and she's worried that her grandfather is going to get worried, because I've heard of that. Like, they tend to send money to their family. But yeah, I am with you, Renee. Mary is ridiculous. Rose said they're having their issues, and with these, like you said, the temper tantrums, they're having issues with whether or not to have children. And Buddha said, yes, I was like Brandon, asked the brother to help. And Mary is ridiculous. Oh, right. Yeah, we read that one.
Did he ask the brother to help?
No, she was saying, like, agreeing with you.
Yeah, I'm like, ask the brother. Yeah. Why is everybody living under the roof free and Brandon's broke?
Because he's the rich American that works at Dairy Queen or something.
And I love it that he told Mary, he said, listen, you guys are delusional. It's not like that. Okay? There's broke people in America too, and I'm one of them. Because right now I don't have jack shit. I don't have a pot to piss in or the window to throw it out. How are we going to get our bills paid if nobody kicks in? I don't have a job. So,
well, and she said,
what sense is that made?
He don't know what the real poverty is, and that's also, I see if she tries to compare it, yeah, that's a rough situation they live in.
Yeah, but guess what? He's not trying to see what real poverty is either. Somebody needs to contribute.
Right. So where did they get money? Like, what were they doing before him?
Well, the grandfather was tilling soil. Remember that? So the grandfather is a farmer. So he's bringing in money, but what's being done with it? Because before Brandon got there, like, how are they living? Like, granddaddy must be paying for something. Because if Brandon's not bringing in any money, but they got food to eat, somebody's paying for something.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I think she works on the farm. So whatever money they're bringing in from the farm is what they're using to eat with. So what was the deal? When Brandon gets here, we're going to stop. We're not going to eat anymore. It's all on Brandon. Because did she tell them that Brandon doesn't have any money now? Like, y'all are gonna all be starving together. You'll have a roof over your head though, but you're gonna be starving if somebody doesn't get a job or work or something.
Rose said granddad has a rice farm, and Buddha said Brandon better find a construction job. Brandon has let's see, Brandon better find a construction job quick out there.
Yeah.
And Rose said Brandon has been financing the family, and Buddha said he did odd jobs. He could start up on his own business. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Buddha, go ahead
agree.
and give him some advice because he's gonna have to do something. Because she ain't getting no money from those people.
But check it out. Is Mary gonna allow it?
Right.
Because that means he's got to leave the house
I don't
and
want
go
you up
do
on them
work.
roofs. She'll be up on the roof with him doing construction.
I'm saying she's probably going to want to follow him around like a little lost puppy, making sure he doesn't look at women. If she doesn't, every time he leaves out to go to work, there's going to be an issue when he comes home. Did you look at girls today? How come you came home 5 minutes late? Were you with a girl? You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see if he tries to go out and gain employment, how she's going to handle. No, I don't want you to go work somewhere because you're going to find somebody else. Okay, guess what? You cannot have it both ways, honey. We need money in this house. If I can't ask Grandpa for money, I got to go work. If I can't
Right.
go work, we got to ask Grandpa for money. It's going to be one or the other. So either pick the lesser of two evils. Get over your shit. Stop overthinking, as they call it, and let me go to work. Otherwise, we got to ask Grandpa for money.
Right.
So,
And that's just you speculating. Like she hasn't told him he can't go to work yet. Yes.
nah, you already see it coming. You already see it coming. It's just like stocks. You see a certain candle, you know that stock's going in a certain direction. You see it coming. You know what I mean? She's going to give him a shit fit if he tries to leave her eyesight to go work and make money. She's going to try to find a way that he can stay home and make money.
Yeah.
Work on the farm. They already tried to get him to do the rice farming thing.
Like what's her
She
name?
wants him to work on that farm and stay his ass right there where she could keep an eye on him. But that's not bringing him any money.
Right. Or
I
would
don't
they
know.
pay her?
Right. The truth remains to be seen. I know that they got married and she's pregnant and all of that, but I see them as being another Paul and Karini. I don't think they're going to stay together. I really don't. Because I think she's going to become unbearable, honestly. And he's not going to be able to deal with it. I see him coming home because she is a lot. And right now he's putting up with it because he loves her. But the more she fucks with him, that's going to wear that love down. And one day he's going to be like, okay, you know what? I said I wouldn't leave, but I can't deal with this shit. I'm out. So that's Brandon and Mary. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments.
Rose said, did you hear about Paul disappearing and Karini acting weird about it? Very weird. She speaks English.
No.
Rose said she speaks English. She could work at a hotel, etc. But he has been paying for her to sit home and do nothing and turn her phone off to go out with friends. I had to add that in, didn't I? Buddha said because Mary quit going to school for that skill, Renee. She messed her own self up doing that. And Renee said...
Talking about Brandon forced her to do it. No, she wanted to stay home and be with him on that phone. That's why she quit.
Renee said, that was her question. I'm reading these out of order. I'm reading them backwards on this phone. She said, so if Mary went to college, why doesn't she have a job? And Renee said, Mary said that he couldn't ask the grandpa for money because he paid for her college. But then Brandon said Mary had scholarships. Okay. And then Buddha said, or Rose said he doesn't speak the language. Maybe, why can't he ask the brother? Maybe that was in reference. But Rose said, yeah, I didn't hear that about Paul and Karini. I heard a story a while ago where they got into like a domestic violence thing and he had to she got a restraining order or something, but not this recent stuff. They're crazy.
So you're saying Paul is missing and Karini's acting weird about it, like maybe she killed him or had him killed or something?
I didn't take it like that. Wow, maybe.
Because you know me with the conspiracy theories, the way my brain
Right.
goes. If she's acting weird about it, it's like, okay, maybe she has something done to him or something. She's been here
I
long
wouldn't
enough for her
doubt
to
it.
get those kind of connections happening. Wow, that's interesting. You mind effed me there. I went off on a little mental tangent. I'm like, wow, what? But yeah, so okay, so Kim and TJ. Wow. Okay, I told Jen last night, I think this couple's going to end up coming to the States because it's clear that TJ has taken sides with his fiance and is very protective of her when it comes to how his family treats her, which I'm proud of him for standing up for them and her. He's like, look, you're not going to be beating up on my fiance. She's not used to this culture. She's an American. She's used to certain ways. Give me time to work on her and maybe get her acclimated. But right now, get off her back. She's wearing her clothes. She's doing things her way until I can kind of work with her. And she seems like she would conform because for all intents and purposes, her and TJ are actually getting along quite well since the first couple weeks. But it's the family, the brother and her. And maybe that's why she and TJ are getting along because they have a common enemy now, which is his brother and her family.
And plus, that, to your point, added to her security that he took up for her.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Rose said Big Ed and Liz got married. And Buddha said, I'm glad TJ sticks up for Kim, but Kim has got to bring TJ out to the U.S. if they're that toxic.
That's what Jen and I's conversation was about. I was like, they got to come here because he's already kind of shunning the family for her. So why not? Why not? Listen, if you feel that strongly about this girl and you're going against your family's grain and protecting her that much and she don't like it there and they don't like her, then pack y'all shit and come over here.
Yeah. I forgot. I just saw some old comments here. So Rose said Paul's mom and had to get the U.S. embassy involved. He left and got into a kayak and disappeared. And Buddha said, dang, if they end up on the ID channel, wow. Rose said, supposedly he's been found, but seemed like she didn't care. And then she said, didn't
He's
care
been
that
found alive, right?
Yeah, didn't care that he disappeared. And Renee said in he was in Brazil while Karini was in the U.S. Rose said, oh, and Big Ed and Liz got married. And then I think I read Buddha's comment. Yeah, I heard and saw their marriage license. Okay, so wow.
Wow.
Y'all got the scoop.
Wow, the scoop. So Paul's in Brazil while Karini's here. That's backwards. Wow. Okay.
Paul and Karini's been a mess.
Yeah, they have been. And Liz needs her ass whipped. Yeah, she's something's wrong with Liz, man. Something's wrong with Liz.
Yeah.
Why would you marry that troll? Okay? He means her no good at all. He talks to her like crap. Remember almost a year ago, shout out to us, y'all. We've been talking for like a year because it started out with the Pedro and Chantel thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, give it up for a year for the Tuesday Takeover.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't know the exact date, but I'm sure we came into the holidays already doing this. I think the holidays was when I started the name Tuesday Takeover.
Thanks guys for your support.
Thank you guys for being so amazingly awesome for a year. I love you guys. I told you I wasn't gonna stop. And we've been going strong. So yeah, we're gonna continue to do this. This is cool.
Buddha said Paul's trying to trick another Brazilian chick.
He's probably trying to rack up number two
Let
and
me
have some more kids.
ask you this though. In the beginning, he was weird, but I think Karini started trying to talk to other people, and that's when it got a little more toxic. Like I did feel like she was trying to like cheat on him on these dating apps or something, because I feel like he was just like a clingy guy, maybe a little weird, has some, mental issues because of his
Yeah,
past, but I thought that he was still like committed to the relationship, and that's when it got weird because she started talking to other people and being really strange to him, and like it was just a weird
and he didn't
relationship.
like that. Yeah, and they almost broke up and did get married because of that.
Buddha said, "Congrats for over a year. Renee is giving you clappy signs. Congratulations!
Yeah,
Woo woo woo! I feel like
yeah, yeah,
there was.
yeah.
I was looking for a sound effect, but you got it covered." Rose said she was trying to find better while Paul was on the hook. I'm glad Karini got away, Buddha said.
Yeah, because that, talk about toxic. That relationship definitely was toxic. I remember thinking Paul was probably beating up on her. But yeah, that's just crazy. But I do think TJ and Kim need to come over here to the States and, have a couple of babies, go visit back home for maybe a weekend or a week and come on back home because that's probably all they can stand each other.
Right. Brandon, Dolly said, did Brandon and Mary get married and is she pregnant? And Rose said yes. So Dolly,
Yeah. But Big Ed and Liz needs her head examined, really. It's like, what is going on with you? Why would you marry him
he
unless you
makes
were
her
dating
feel
him?
like less than like he makes her feel terrible. It looks like she looks like worn down because of him. Really, she
Yeah.
don't look herself like you
She
said.
used to be a vibrant young woman looking, and Ed has just worn her down. She's probably picked up about 20, 30 pounds. Her hair's looking stringy. Like, she just does it. She looks older and worn out. Like, he has straight up done that to her. She needs to get away. She looked like, hey, like a college kid when she was waiting tables or whatever it was she was doing, assistant, whatever, and she met Ed, and she's like, "Yeah, he's interesting. I like." Now it's cigarette, drink, stringy hair, pudgy cheeks. Like 4 years later, like, I hate
And he
that
makes fun of
bastard.
her weight.
Yeah, I hate that bastard. You know what I mean? It's. Mm-mm.
But he also reminds me of the kind of guy who would tell you you're getting heavy, and then when you lose too much weight, he won't like it because he says, like I feel like she's never gonna do enough.
She's never gonna be good enough for Ed. Ed's always gonna pick on her, always, and it's like she flocks to that. It's like, what do you not like guys that like you? You know, I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. I remember. Oh man, I lost my track of thought.
What's with him calling her the victim?
Right. It's like she is the damn victim. Stop trying to victimize yourself. She is the victim. We caught you lying at the tell-all about speaking to Rose. She was a victim then, because then you dogged her by getting caught in the lie and then fucked around and asked for the ring back. It's like she should have thrown it in his face, and not even think about getting married to him. But no, you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
these women are crazy out here. But so
Yeah,
we've got
Rose said she
Wayne
has low self
and
worth.
yeah, and Ed's done that. He's worn her down. She started out as a vibrant young woman, and Ed has gotten in there and literally swiped all the self-esteem she had, and threw it down his own throat, calling Kelly a bitch and walking around like king shit. He was a lot more humble back in the day. Now he's, oh, I'm a 90 Day Fiance star. I'm royalty. You know what I mean? I can say and do whatever I want to this girl and anybody I want to. You know, he needs to be brought down a couple notches. Wayne and Holly. This is, I don't know. Wayne claims he's, okay, but apparently to the camera he's talking about he's broke, and she's expecting all this financial windfall and him to buy a new house and take care of her. And he's sitting in the corner crying, talking about, I don't have that kind of money. It's like, okay. It's like, I'm financially struggling. It's like, okay, dude. You need to let her in on it so she can make a decision whether or not she wants to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps stringing her along and not telling her that he's flat broke or struggling financially because he's scared of losing her. But ultimately, she's going to have to find out anyway when she keeps pitching you to do all this shit and you keep coming up with, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. Ultimately, okay, well, damn, how much money do you have? And he's going to have to come clean. And then she's going to be like, okay, I have no security here. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see happening. You guys let me know what you think.
Rose said psychological abuse will do that to you. You don't see it when you're in it sometimes. Yeah, I agree with you. You don't realize what they're doing when you're in on it, and then they get hooked on it trying to please this person. And then
right.
Dolly said, I see why Mary got cheated on.
Yeah, if she was anything like that, it makes sense. But they never talk about what brings on the cheating. You know what I mean? No excuse is worth that. If you're going to cheat, you might as well just leave. But I'm sure she did some things to contribute to why her person chose to break from her. So, yeah, but Wayne and Holly, this couple is just borderline boring. I'm not even really following them. Like I'm watching them, but I mean, he got pissed. She got pissed because he spent 40 on crypto, and then he came back and left the office because he had to go cry in a corner. And I don't even know what's going on with them, to be honest. I kind of just like glaze over when this couple comes on. I'm like, I'll go get some watermelon or something. I'm like, what's even happening with them? It's like they don't even have a storyline.
It's all about,
Go ahead, baby.
I was just saying, yeah, it seems like it's all about like the same issue. The house.
He came, and the most exciting thing about them was she dressed promiscuously, and he called her out about it. That was it. You know what I mean? You dress like a prostitute. Oh, big drama. And then we got over that. Now she's like, okay, I want to move out of here because, oh yeah, and the dog got killed because he got robbed a couple times, right? And that's not funny. I don't mean to laugh at that, but I'm laughing at the fact that, it's no real storyline with this couple. It's like, okay, I spent, like, for 3 weeks, we've been dealing with him crying at the desk talking about, I spent $40K on crypto. We keep seeing that same scene. I spent $40K on crypto. Okay, we get that. Let's move on. It's like, what else is new, man? Like, are y'all gonna have kids? Like, what's happening?
They're drawing it out like we could still be watching. What's the guy's name? Tyree.
Now she's outside the office crying because he rolled out. Then they're back home. I don't get it. Like, am I pushing him too hard? I spent $40K on crypto. I don't have any money. Okay, done. Where's the mother? She was more interesting.
Right.
So yeah, Wayne and Holly, whatever. Okay? I don't even know. I'm just trying to, get through this and get to my burger because Wayne and Holly bore me. Okay, Armand and I don't think Armand and Kenny were even on there this week, were they?
No.
We know where they left off. They're trying to. Armand wants a kid and Kenny doesn't. Basically,
Right.
I think they made up their mind to move to Mexico City. I think Armand is seeing the advantages to that for the purposes of raising Hannah, and his mother is on board with it. So, I think he's going to give Kenny that, but I think he wants Kenny to now give him a kid. And Kenny is not really trying to do that. But I think Kenny's going to bend. I think they're going to get it. I really just think that. You know what I mean? You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I think Kenny's going to give
yeah.
Armand his way.
Rose said they go to the strip club in the previews. I remember that. In the previews for next week, they're at a strip club. It looks like they're having fun. And here I thought Kenny was going to break up with him.
No, man. Kenny and Armando, I don't ever see them breaking up.
Only because I thought he was going to pull that, like, I don't think I can make you happy. You know what I mean? Like, not in a negative way of breakup, but like, maybe I'm too old for you.
Yep. So I think that pretty much covers all our couples, right? Yeah. Kenny and Armand were the last ones. But yeah, man, these couples, they put us through it every week, but we come back. We're here for it. We're here for it, and we'll be here next week talking about them again. You know what I mean? So I didn't talk about Shekinah and Sarper. Huh?
Chris D said, I think Domino's just saying.
Domino's. No, I can't do that, Chris. You know I'm a vegan, dude. Why? Come on, Chris, with the tequila. Cut it out. I know he's probably cracking up. Go have another tequila. You know damn well I'm not eating any dairy. And it's funny that you mentioned Domino's because pizza was the very last thing that I had the hardest time giving up. And this past August made a year since I ate the pizza last. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yay.
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah.
Joe says hi, everyone. Hi, Joe.
Joe, what's up, dude?
But Buddha said Shekinah and Sarper. Oh, that's right. And Chris said tequila.
It's another tequila sunrise. Yeah.
Remember that model guy that ain't gonna work out?
Yeah, Shekinah and Sarper. Yeah. So we'll do a quick dissertation on them. Because I watched that. First of all, her husband's like 50 years older than her ex-husband. But that's all fine and good. But this model guy, 79 days, and he's patting himself on the back for not sleeping with another woman in 79 days. Okay, so that's basically about a week and a half away from being 90 days, right? Good for you. But haven't you been dating her for like a year? Like, haven't you been dating her way longer than that? That means you've been cheating on her then, right? You just started being faithful. Is she watching? Because I think her ex-husband might be right. He says she goes for these guys out of looks, but she has shitty luck with picking the right man. This guy's going to break this girl's heart. Okay? Shekinah is going to get her heart kind of broken. Okay? Because Sarper, no. He's going to get bored with her after a couple months of her being the only poo-poo he gets. And then it's like, okay, I had to step out. You know how I am. And she's probably going to allow it. You know what I mean? Because she doesn't want to go back to being single or whatever. And, she damn sure ain't going back to the ex.
Right.
So, I think Shekinah I think she's going to get over there. They're going to be cool. And then he's going to get bored with it and roll out on her.
Yeah.
Now, it remains to be seen, but I think that's how that's going to go.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think she's gotten a lot of work done there, too. I was saying like she seems like she's kind of like, wanting to look younger and, thinks that he's out of her league in a sense. So like you said, she'll probably put up with more than, you know,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
should.
You saw him with the dancing and the,
Oh my
you know
gosh.
what I mean?
Uh,
What do you guys think about that couple?
Buddha said her local pizza place has cauliflower crust and vegan cheese. Wow, lucky they don't have stuff like that around here. And
I wish they would get that around here. I hear Neo.
I know he's
Wish
mad
they
because
would
it's
get
time
that
for him
around
to eat.
here.
And I'm late.
I
Rose
know.
said it's amazing. Buddha said Sarper slept with 2,500 women. He's a dog. I said, and then Buddha said, yes, he is.
He's a dog with fleas.
Rose said, and her friend is in love with her. I felt so bad for him.
I did too, Ro. I can be good man for you. She's like, I tried dating you. It's not gonna work. I'm not into. She's just not that into you.
Dan is her friend Dan is gonna be the fall guy. Buddha said, and Chris said, what did Chris? 2,500 women? No way! I call that fake news. And Buddha said, Buddha said, Rose said that. I mean, well, I believe it because the way he acted, all like he acted like he had been like did some kind of real noble thing for being with her 79 days without sleeping with somebody
Without
else.
sleeping with somebody else.
That's
And it's like,
crazy.
didn't he say he was with two women? Or yeah, he just said, yeah, I hooked up with her, but I had just been with two other women. Like, did you just say that on TV?
Right.
I was tired, but we had really good sex. You getting ready to have a really good sexually transmitted disease is what you're going to have. Okay? Especially with, COVID on, off, whatever it's doing. This guy needs to be careful and she needs to be careful. Because if she's not, she's going to bring something home to her kid.
Yeah.
That they're not ready for. So
I believe it because of his lifestyle, Buddha said. He's another one probably trying to promote his career too.
no doubt.
And Buddha
And he
said,
looks
yes.
like a fucking cartoon character. He really does. He doesn't even look real.
Exactly. Well, somebody said, oh, Buddha said he slept with over 2,500 women. Did I say the wrong person? And Bro was talking about the pizza, right? And
Crazy.
Rose said he was a stripper and would sleep with the brides. Right? That he did say that. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Yep. He was like, and the Bachelorettes, they want one last fling with me, and I would do it if they were nice looking or something. He said.
Yeah, if they were beautiful, I would do it. Yeah, this guy, and she expects him to change overnight. He might be into her for a hot minute, but a dude like that may never settle down. He's not going to settle down until his looks start fading. Then he's going to try to settle in with one woman
Maybe.
who still thinks he's attractive.
You know
what I mean?
He might.
It's to keep his ego going. So that's gonna wrap it up, guys. We're gonna go grab something to eat before it gets too late, and so our digestive tracts can go ahead and get doing what they need to do. Thank you guys for being here. I love you all so much. Hopefully, you guys will have a fantastic rest of your week, a fantastic weekend. And we will come back here next Tuesday at 8:00 and do this all over again. I can't wait to see how some of this stuff plays out. I'll tell you that right now, especially the previews that you guys described. Chris, thanks for coming and hanging. I'm surprised Ralph and those guys for coming. Normally they're here too. But thank you for coming and hanging out with me with your tequila. And thank you for coming and hanging out in the aftermarket. I love you guys. Buddha, Dolly, Renee, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Shay J, wherever you are, Shonda, KT, wherever you guys are, love you too. Shout out to American Dream Trading and Coach. I love you, man. Love you, brother. Shout out to David. Shout out to Eric Smoto, everybody over there. And yeah, we're going to put another Takeover Tuesday in the books.
I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Time to go eat some sushi and Burger King.